Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Alberta Advantage Immigration Program has now announced its official numbers for the new expression of interest system. And this is what I was waiting for before doing any videos on the speculations and data circulating on the internet, because I had no official source of information. So if I go to the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program processing information page, if you go here and if you come to the workers expression of interest information link, I will create one more video on the other processing numbers that have been out there. But this video is for the workers expression of interest information. If we click on the workers expression interest, what we see that here is that right now there are 30,239 expression of interest which are submitted as on 21st October. Okay, this system was introduced on September 30th, and within 21 days the total number of expression of interest submitted is 30,239. Obviously this numbers keeps on changes every day. This is the first information that they have announced. Till October 21st, around more than 30,000 expression of interest are submitted in the pool. In addition to this, we see the breakdown of the expression of interest pool. This is what Alberta has announced. The most expression of interest that is submitted is for the Alberta opportunity stream, followed by the tourism and hospitality stream. So tourism and hospitality, as expected, is expected to be a more popular stream going forward, which has around 2,780 expression of interest submitted already in the last 21 or 22 days. After this, we can see the next popular thing is the accelerated pathway. I think they have mispronounced this, but this is under the express entry stream, the accelerated express entry stream. It has the next most expression of interest, followed by the family connection. Family connection, a lot of people have been messaging and asking about the family connection draws that would happen this year. But what I have seen that although there is a quite of interest in family connection, which we can see from the expression of interest pool also, this is the third most popular stream in the pool. Even though the number of allocations remaining for family connection is not that much. Just to put that in perspective, if I go up and go to the processing information, okay, the basic processing information, and go to the section for the family connection. So if you go here, the total number of allocations in 2024 for family connection was only 106. Out of that, they have already allocated all of them. So for the remainder of 2024, I don't expect any more family connection draws happening, because anyways they don't have much allocations remaining for express entry anyways, right? They have only 216 allocations remaining across all the categories of expression of interest. So even if they try to reallocate certain limits from other pathways to family connection pathway, it will not be that much. And we already have, as we saw here, close to 1500 family connections expression of interest. So people are hoping against hope that something would change, but I still think family connection is not going to be that popular this particular year. We have to see how the allocations for next year looks, but this is what I see for this particular year. The next popular stream is the rural renewal stream with 1387 expression of interest, and the last is the priority sector. The priority sector has around 1184 allocation. The least popular seems to be law enforcement pathway, and that could one of the reason, because getting into a law enforcement kind of a job would be difficult for immigrant person. So even though they have certain openings, the number of expression of interest are still pretty low. That's the lowest, and the healthcare pathway has around 607 applications or the expression of interest in the pool. This totals up to 23,320. Obviously this data is prepared. This data must have been prepared a bit earlier. By the time this report was out, the number of allocations is 30,239, which is, if you see for this particular year, this system was announced only on 30th of September. So should have been good only for the last quarter of 2024, and for the full year of 2024, the total number of allocations that was available was only 9750. So it's already like almost more than 3 times of the allocations of 2024. So again, gathering immense popularity. Most of these I think would be pushed off to the next year. These will remain in the queue till Alberta finds a proper use for these expression of interest. Last, there was a draw which was done on 15th of October, and this was done only for tourism and hospitality stream. Now what does this mean? This means that the invitations that were issued, there were 302 invitations issued for expression of interest scores of minimum of 70. So if you are a person who has scored 70 in your expression of interest, you would have got an invitation under the tourism and hospitality stream, provided you satisfy the below conditions. The first condition is obviously your EOI score has to be 70, which is mentioned right here. Next, this is very interesting. In your expression of interest, you should have indicated these pathways as your pathway of interest. So what I mean by that is, look at this. So if you have in your pathway have expressed that you are interested in Alberta opportunity stream, or the express entry stream for family connection, or express entry stream for priority sector, your rural renewal stream, and your tourism and hospitality stream, you would have been eligible for this particular invitation. Remember, this is only a expression of interest. So Alberta had earlier clarified that the invitations can be issued under a different stream than the stream that you expressed your interest. So depending on the needs and requirements of the labor market, they can issue invitation under different streams, and that is what they have done. So they have selected these 5 streams out of the total 8 streams that operates under Alberta Express Entry, and made them a candidate for the invitation. This is only one of the parameters of the various parameters that they have applied. Next, you should have a CLB of 4 or higher, your language benchmark. You should have a valid work permit based on a Lmia. This is very important. So if you have a work permit but which is not based on a valid labor market assessment, you will not be eligible for an invitation. Your work permit expiry date is either 15th November 2024, which is like a month from the invitation, or later. So your work permit cannot expire say on 30th of October. You should have a job offer for full-time employment in Alberta from an Alberta employer that is a member of the eligible tourism and hospitality stream, and you are working in a eligible tourism and hospitality occupation. Okay. This, if you go into the tourism and hospitality eligibility, if I take you there, you would see the details of this particular thing. So there is a list of all the WCB industries which are participating in this particular stream. Then there is a list of all the eligible sector associations. So these are the associations for different tourism and hospitality sector. Your employer should be a member of one of these sectors, and then your NOC, your occupation, should be one of these NOCs. So these 3 conditions should be satisfied. In a broader sense, you should be eligible for tourism and hospitality stream in totality. So you should have a job offer of full-time employment in Alberta from an employer that is a member of a eligible stream sector, and your NOC should be one of the ones listed in the tourism and hospitality stream details. Plus, you should also have a work experience of at least 6 months in Alberta. So if you're satisfying all these conditions but you have not worked in Alberta for 6 months, you would not be eligible for this particular invitation. So if you have not received an invitation, that could be one of the reasons, because you might not be satisfying one of these parameters. And if you have got your invitations, the next thing is to follow the instructions on the invitations and submit your application. If you have not received it, there could be a reason you are failing one of these parameters. At the time of submission, you will be required to submit a lot of documentation, so make sure that you have all the documentations ready before you start doing your application. They have announced that the draws will be updated regularly, typically every 2 weeks, so that should be the next window that we should be checking. We will do a quick check in couple of weeks and see if any of the information of the next draw is happening. From 15th of October, the last draw. So if we say 2 more weeks, it should be like 29th of this particular month. There should be another draw, and in this channel we will keep a watch on that particular draw details and come up with much more details for you. So I hope you guys get an understanding of what this draw meant for you. For anybody who got the invitations, congratulations. Get started on your documentation and submit your documentation as early as possible. Okay, and I will do one more video on the full processing information that was announced. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.